It's the Jawshow, Season 3. A counter satire podcast designed to save the world or possibly end it. Brought to you in part by Blue Spirit Productions. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Check out my page for more info. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join me every Friday at 3 p.m. here, live on the Jawshow. You can find us everywhere. Join my evil empire today. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jawshow. I am happy to announce my guest today, Anna. And just give me a second. I got to remove some stuff off the screen real quick there. Hi, Anna. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So we have something in common that I thought was pretty interesting for this interview. We are both mediums.
Very nice.
Okay. I haven't done it professionally. I've given palm readings to people for my friends and stuff like that. I'm trying to use it for ghost hunting right now a little bit, but I'm still have to learn how to do that because I have never used it that way. But I have channeled spirits before as well. So
Right.
This is gonna give you a little 411 on me a tiny bit, and to give my viewers a chance to get to know you a little bit. So tell me a little bit about how this all came to pass. When did it start for you?
Wow. When it started for me, it was mostly in my childhood. I always figured out why I was able to see the spirits better than other people as I was growing up. So after high school, I started to get into the more Wicca part, the medium part. And then after that, I started taking classes. And then during my classes, my teacher always told me, you don't really need classes. You know, this comes natural for you. And I said, what do you mean? She was watching me and then she was telling me, like, you really don't need the cards. You're doing it, you know, so gifted. They don't understand how you're doing that. So ever since then, it's just been taken off from me. So that's pretty much all how it got started. I always knew I was different from other kids, and why weird things have happened to me. Why am I seeing shadows that are not actually really there? And I had a lot of weird experiences growing up. So that's how it basically all got started for me.
Yeah, it sounds like we had a pretty similar background. At 8 years old, after I had recovered from the abuse that I was getting by a babysitter. About a week later after that, I had fell down and hit my head a little bit. And ever since then, I've been able to hear spirits or channel spirits in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes I see outlines of people, but most of the time, if I'm very like psychometry is very good for me. Like if I'm holding someone's hand or holding something, I can pretty much tell you anything you want to know about it, to give you my background a little bit, because I had special dreams coming up. I've actually had dreams about the future that actually came to pass that there's no way I could have known those things were going to happen. For example, I knew a week before 9/11 was going to happen. I knew 2 months before Corona was coming. So, you know, those are just my little bits. Are there any significant events that you've been able to put? Do you have those prophetic dreams at all?
No, not really. My dreams are mostly about when I get people to talk in my sleep. Like my family would come and visit, they would deliver a message for me. I'll have weird dreams that will happen for a whole month at the same thing. It'll repeat, and I don't understand why it's doing that. So, basically, stuff like that. I would have to write down my dreams a lot because I would not understand why I keep getting these dreams and why am I keep getting my parents who passed away coming in at a certain time and telling me these certain stories, and I just didn't understand it. So when I went back to go read my dream journal, I would understand it more. So those are basically what I get. I wish I could predict things like you can, but I'm a little bit more different level than you are.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not professional in any way, shape, or form. I've never taken a class, but people have always told me I have an uncanny ability to tell someone about what's going on with them. And I've every family member who's ever died in my family, I've known before they're going to die, when they're going to die, how they're going to die.
Wow.
I've had a pretty close relationship with death and the spirit realm of, as far as that goes. I know we both have different gifts, and that's cool to know about. But maybe you would like to tell people about what your gifts do include.
My gifts include, let's see. Well, I developed a gift to where I help people connect with their loved ones and friends or whoever is lingering with them. I'm able to see what they wear. I'm able to deliver a message to where I can tell them what they're saying between, let's say, a happy place that they remember before they pass away. So this way they know the family who they're talking to. They tell me how they died. I can feel, for example, they get shot in the head. I can feel the pain in my head as a headache. Being hung from choking from the throat. So when I do my tarot card readings, sometimes when the spirit is so strong, I can't even get to the tarot cards and while I'm shuffling because they're interrupting me so bad. So when that happens, I have to go right away and tell them that you're not meant for the cards, you're meant for a message from your loved ones.
Yeah.
So that's basically what happens with mine. It gets to be very interesting. Sometimes I'll have so many spirits at once because they know I can see them, and sometimes I have to cut a lot of them off because they're not supposed to be there. It gets quite interesting. One time somebody came up to me and asked me to do a missing person case. That was quite interesting and sad at the same time. I could actually see somebody buried alive. I never had that happen to me before. So yeah, my gift comes with a lot of scary and peaceful things. So it's quite interesting sometimes.
Like I said, we are pretty similar in a lot of things. When I'm doing a palm reading for somebody, I will feel either their guides or family members who will come and it's like they're whispering in my ear, telling them the secrets like that. Or I'll see the movie play in my head, kind of a deal. They'll give me a snapshot of what they want me to say, and I'll describe what I'm seeing, and they'll go, "There's no way you could know that. No way."
No.
I've done that so many times. So, but a couple of things that come and go with me. They're not, my gifts aren't always active. Sometimes they're more active than that. When I need them, they're there. When I don't need them, they go away, kind of a deal. So, I've learned how to do all of that blocking and saying, okay, I have to close you off only one person at a time, please. Kind of a deal.
That's hard. Yeah.
It is very hard to do, but I'm a 20-year-old Wiccan here, so I've had a lot of practice with doing a lot of grounding, centering, and channeling and stuff like that. And
that's awesome.
So, I take those things to heart when I'm doing a reading. I always prepare myself before I do any reading, just like most people in the field do that, So, are there anything interesting that, what kind of services do you offer?
I try to keep it very reasonable for people. I don't believe in always is there for money. That's not what I do. I do charge, but I want to show people to keep it reasonable. So this way I can show them like, look, I'm not there for the money. I'm there for you. I'm there to deliver you a beautiful, special message. And a lot of times if people are not happy with their reading, I won't charge them a dime for their service at all, because I don't think it's right to do that to somebody. If they're not pleased with it, then you can have a free reading one day. It's just how I am. But I do charge about $45 for any hour. I do PayPal. I do Venmo. I can do reading by phone. I can do reading by message. You don't even have to be the messenger for me to do your reading. You can just be there. Spiritual readings, tarot card readings. I even do sometimes pictures. If you have a picture of a loved one, I can actually read the energy off the picture. So it depends on how strong the picture is with that energy with the person. So that's basically my service. I like to keep it nice and simple, and this way it makes the person feel like I'm not there for the money, I'm there for them.
Yeah, that's what I do. I take donations. If they want to donate something to me, that what they feel is appropriate for the reading, then they give me what they give me for the reading. That's the way I've always done my readings, if I charge for them at all. So
Right.
a lot I've given, we've probably given both. We sound like we're the kind of people who give out more free than we charge for our readings. Most of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So, are there any? Is there anything interesting that have tied into what your personal life has it ever because it's conflicted with me a couple of times. Like I've been like I'll take the 9/11 attacks for example. I actually tried to call 3 different government agencies to tell them something going to happen and had them blatantly tell me I was crazy and that I was waiting for the Secret Service phone to show up at my doorstep the day after it happened, asking me how I knew, But have you ever had, like you said, you've had a bad reading or someone who didn't like their reading? Sometimes that's the reading they need to hear the most.
Right. Yeah.
Even though they might not like it, they'll go home and they'll go, well, what do I think that meant? And then by the time the couple weeks go by, they'll go, oh shit.
Well, see, with that, I always try to tell people, like, when you come down and sit with me, you have to be, if you're having a bad day, it's not going to work. If you're negative, not going to work. If you're closed off, not going to work because you're blocking everything what I need to see and hear when it comes to your reading. And that's very important. You got to be very open. You got to sit down, relax. I know a lot of people can be skeptic. If you're skeptic, it's not going to work either because you're blocking everything out. If you block everything out, not going to work when you're reading. And if somebody sits down with me and I can feel that, I'll tell them right then and there, look, I can't do your reading today. Your reading's not going to work. I'm just not going to fish out messages and that's what you're getting. That's not what I do.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like I said, sounds like you're looking after not only their financial health, their spiritual health, and their mental health doing that. Because when you put that out there to the universe, you want to make sure that they're getting the reading they actually need, not someone just trying to see if you're real or not.
Exactly.
And whether or not what you're going to tell them is actually going to be true. If they're come to you with all those walls up, of course you're not going to get anything for them because there's not going to be anything that they need. Before we did our little message read, I made my own tarot deck. I made my own personal tarot deck, and I drew a card before the show and one during the show. So I'll tell you what these means for me. Heat, which is what it's called, the 5 Paths Tarot, and this means you're getting ready to heat that metal up, and you're going to get ready to it and stuff like that. So that's what I felt like for you was coming today. And then when we were talking about doing again how similar they are, I gave you the circle, which I think you will understand what that symbolism of that means. But basically, you have to move in that circle of life again, and that's kind of where your ebb and flow comes from, is moving within the wheel of the year, or moving in within the circle that you claim as your home.
Yeah.
So just to give you a tiny bit of what I pulled for you today, because I wanted to share that with you.
I appreciate it.
Something I just wanted to do for you today, because
thank you.
That's important to me as a person, especially if I'm talking to a fellow medium. I'm still growing and learning how to use my outside of just doing it for friends and stuff like that. I still don't think I'll plan on charging anyone for anything, but I want to get a little bit deeper into it. That I've really been kind of shy to do it up until now.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Oh. So, do you have any events or anything coming up that you'd like to tell my viewers about?
Sure. As of right now, I have 2 events. I have one in April is the Bigfoot in Tennessee, and also in October near Halloween time, I'm going to Fairfest in Louisiana. That's
Cool.
what I have for so far.
All right, that's awesome. And as you can see, if you guys are interested in contacting Anna, there's her email and her phone number, and she can be reached there pretty much 24 hours a day, according to your Facebook page. And I want to show that real quick here. Yep. So this is your Facebook page and where she can find you. So if you want to find out where to contact her as well, you can go to this web page, go a message from the Afterlife, and you'll see her pretty picture there. And you just contact her like I did, and she'll respond back to you.
Yep.
So just kind of showing people a little bit about what you are all about in there. So and you've
Yep.
got reviews on there and stuff where people have shared things. So if they want to check out your Facebook page, don't be afraid, guys, to go out and check out her Facebook page as well.
Thank you.
Well, Anna, I know the real reason you're here today. You're here to stop my evil plan. So I got a question for you. If you could change the world with one thought, snap your fingers and make the world a better place for everybody, how would you save the world?
Not to have nobody get defended, but I would love a new president. That came to mind. I'm sure that comes to mind with a lot of people these days. Also, I would like for in the field, that's the most important since the paranormal field is so huge right now, is to everybody to start getting along. All the groups become one paranormal family because I feel that is very important these days since we're all into the same thing. We all run into each other with events. It's always the ego, it's always negative, who doesn't like who hates who. And to me it shouldn't be like that. It should really be one big giant family because you never know when that one specific person can help you with something in the paranormal field.
Right, exactly.
Or you know, if you can't find equipment and that person that you did hate, but now you don't, now they can help you with equipment. So it's a win-win both ways. So hopefully one day that will all fall through and everything will feel like, you know, one big giant big paranormal group family.
Right.
So those are the two things besides the president. I can't even get into that right now.
Well, we all have our reasons for wanting
So,
kind of president, and I'm not going to discount yours at all. I want to say that that's healthy to always want that change and openness and that there's every four. That's why you only get to be president for 4 years. We get to elect someone new if we don't like the job they're doing. And whether they're good or bad during their term, that's up for the people to decide. That's up to individuals to decide that. And then
ever since the new president, it's been feeling nothing but hate. Everything's falling apart. Nothing is getting fixed. Everything is getting worse than better. You can't even go grocery shopping anymore. You can't get gas. You work for food and gas these days. And it's just people are dying left and right. The cops are getting killed left and right because now they can't save the cops and make them look better for when we do need them. So it's like it really has gotten to a point where it's a shame that the world is the way the world is right now, and it really should not have to be like this. But they make it like that, and it's not fair for the people who don't want it to be like that, and it's a real shame.
Right. And you touched on something that's very close to my heart, the paranormal unity field, because I'm a part of a group that preaches that, and I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but have you heard of the P3 family?
I am part of them, and they are fabulous.
Yeah. I just became a P3 family member as well.
Welcome. So happy to have you. You would not be disappointed. Matt is the best ever since Matt. He been helping me with so much stuff, and I've been everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I had to get a book to keep everything. I'm so busy.
Right. Yeah. And that's the important thing to remember, guys, is that that's what this show is a lot about. You take what's going on in your personal life, you add it to your professional life, and you see that they can work together in tandem. You can do something to change the world, even though, every day, we all wish we could snap our fingers and make the world a better place. But it takes real work from the people who actually are in those fields. And I believe Matt is doing one of the best jobs in creating a unified community,
Yeah. Yes,
So, that's kind of, like I said, I asked that question kind of giggling because I already knew the answer, but it was kind of like I have to answer for the show.
No, it's fine. I didn't even know you were part of P3. That's crazy.
I just joined yesterday.
Excellent. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, so I hadn't been thinking about it for a long time. It was just a how do I sign up kind of a deal, and then I got so busy I couldn't do it. At the time, I was more pain. Medical pain that was stopping me at the time, so I was sleeping a lot and doing things.
Yeah.
But that's the important part of what we do here at the Jawshow. I'm going to be a part of the global ghost hunt as well.
Yeah, I'm right on to that too.
Yeah, and I plan on maybe putting a couple of their streams on my podcast while they're doing their shows, so to give people a little bit more viewership as well. So,
Right.
because that's what my show is about. It's about sharing people's stories, sharing people's journeys, sharing that we can work together. We might not agree on some things. Your idea of a good president and my idea of a good president may be two different things, but we're always going to find something in common that we can agree on, I agree the prices of food and gas are too high. We need to do something about that.
Oh yeah.
My personal view, whether the president's doing a good job or not, well, I don't pay enough attention to care.
Exactly.
I have too busy of a life trying to just get my own little world intact, let alone always help everybody across the United States of America. I vote the way I vote because I always go with the person I feel will do the best job at the time. So that's how I vote. I don't go party lines. I go, who do I think will do the best job at the time? So, depending on those ideations or whether you're right or left, I don't care. It's a matter of we need to learn how to talk to one another.
Yes.
And yes, I can have my ideas and you can have your ideas, but if we found just a tiny bit of common ground, things would be a lot better.
Yes, it would have. Yes.
So is there anything going on in your personal life that you donate your time to, or Meals on Wheels, or
no. The only thing I got going on right now, I just moved to Virginia from Jersey. That was a big thing. Also I have my own radio show. That's the message from the Afterlife page that you keep showing.
Yep.
So I do have a show coming up at 8 o'clock tonight of a new team from St. Louis who contacted me that was dying to be on air. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to build my office right now. This is not my office, so it will totally different by the time everything's all built. I'm building my workshop. I do make homemade candles from home with a bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to this year. I wanted to have a goal where I make candles for paranormal teams to where they have something to look forward to a candle, even though it sounds like it's just a candle, but there's going to be stuff in it to where it's going to help that negativity energy. It's going to make you feel like you're going to be healed from coming home from investigation. It's going to help with a little Reiki in there. So a lot of people really like the idea. So that's the goal right now that I'm going to try to help teams with. So hopefully I'll get that up and running soon.
That's an awesome idea. I really like that idea a lot because it's showing that, hey, whether you use the candle or not, I'm giving you an avenue. This may help you. If, like you said, you have to believe it's going to work for it to work. Most paranormal teams are going to push it and they're going to try it out and see how it works. And unless you're one of the really big debunkers or something like that,
Yeah, a lot of those.
Then again, we go the same thing again. It doesn't always work. If you think it's not going to work, it's never going to work.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the part of the thing that we both agree on is that you have to be open-minded. You have to be ready and able to get that message that you need. You're coming to see me for a reason. Why did you come see me if you didn't want to hear?
Something has to be there for that reason. I mean, what's the reason, or you wouldn't be sitting here?
Right. Okay, if you're just trying to show off to your friends that you're brave and you want to prove that this stuff is all fake, you're going to get a fake reading because you believe it's all fake.
Exactly.
How accurate you are, they're never going to admit it because they don't want to admit you knew something about them they didn't want to share.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Because I've had that happen to me a couple of times where I've sat down with somebody and they were. I guess I have an uncanny ability, like I said. Even the skeptics I've blown out of the water. I've had skeptics sit down at my table and get a reading that they just said you couldn't possibly know any of that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Like, well, you didn't believe and you wanted me to prove it, didn't you? And they're like, shit.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
So it's important that we all take time because Anna, you've really done a really great job with this interview today, and I really want to thank you for being here, first of all, live from Virginia. and Minnesota. And I'm sure if people want to get into contact with you again, let me put something up on the screen just so that they have this again. So if you guys want to get a hold of Anna and you'd like to contact her, here's her Gmail and her phone number. I'm going to save the Facebook page for later, but it's Seeking a Message from the Afterlife if you want to see her or hear her radio show. So don't be afraid to go check that out as well. And and that's why I promote small businesses on my podcast. Here's how you can get hold of me if you guys ever want to find out more about me and what I do. I'm on a lot of social platforms right now. This show will be available after 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if anybody wants to rewatch this again and see all of this wonderful information, you can find me on it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, both of us, and follow us as much as possible because we really appreciate that stuff.
Yes, we do.
Just want to say one more time, those couple events, like I heard you'd have something going on tonight with your radio show.
Yep, radio show.
Eastern Standard, right?
Yes, Eastern. Yes.
All right, and that's and then you have those couple events coming up.
Yep, April and also in October, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more in between. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah. What were the names of those events?
Bigfoot in Tennessee, and then the Fair Fest in Louisiana by October, at the end of October. Or I think it's in September. I think they're going to change it. So okay. It's either September or October, but I think it's going to be September. Good thing I thought about that.
Right. Well, just wanted my guests, just my fans to see that today and to be able to talk to you. And it's been a really good time having you here today.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, and it's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been really fun talking to you. I was really looking forward to this one a lot.
I know.
We're both mediums, and it was kind of like, let's compare war stories a little bit here.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot, and it's weird. I don't know if it's me or my energy, but a lot of people do get excited and look forward to having me these days, and it's incredible how much it's expanding. And I really truly think it's the energy I draw off, because I can't think of anything else. Yeah. Because I'm so nice, maybe that's what it is, but I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes nice to our detriment sometimes, but when you're a person of service, that's what you look forward to. It's giving someone that information that they really needed and passing it on. So what they choose to do with it after that, that's up to them.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I have a saying that I tell everybody at the end of my marriage: the future is always in your own hands. No matter what I say today, you have the ability to change your destiny however you want, rewrite your destiny if you want to. That's that free will part.
Yep.
Pardon me. Sorry, didn't mean to burp on air.
No, you're okay.
All right. Well, stay tuned for this emergency broadcast system announcement, and we will see you guys later. Watching the Jawshow. I really appreciate you coming to watch my show today. Don't forget, if you have an interesting business, craft, and or talent, or do anything interesting, or even an interesting person who would like to be on my show, all you have to do is contact me via my Facebook Messenger or my email at jawshow@bluesphereproductionsllc.com. I am available on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, you'll never stop my evil plan. Bye. See you later.